Tag Apex. Alright, so as I said, this is me. This is a concept idea. There's no confirmation or of anything or entailing that Hasbro would do anything like this, or they would do anything. I'm not sure if we would get more dread. Well, I'm pretty sure we're doing the Hatchet figure, but I don't know if we'll get any more dread figures in general or whatnot. But this is my idea. And hopefully, if we have enough people doing some concept arts of, or maybe doing people ideas of the figures, maybe Hasbro will do their own thing with it. Um, this this will probably be a screenshot with this because me showing you any sketches I have for the idea of as the thumbnail would probably deter any viewers. This is more so for me to so like us getting dreads for the fossilizer aspect of it. All right. So dread and fear is the idea for because my idea to counter wreck and roll or some be in the premise wreck and roll because dreads are just supposed to be in the records, but we haven't really seen anything to tell when so I think anything we get at records we should at least get a dread version because half the time we get Decepticon version or something or the counterpart to it, right? Okay. Alright then, so we have 7 records in the Wreck and Roll series. And yes, I'm including the fossilizers because they're technically record fossilizers. So I've chosen 5 dreads. Now, seeing how if you see another video, would have gotten if we get all the named dreads, if we got the other ones, we would have actually had 9 dreads. Yeah, we would have had 9 dreads, which would have been equal to the amount of records there is. Because technically there's only 9 records. And if you go in the universe when Bulkhead and Wheeljacker records is 11. Which, if we choose the Combaticons as dreads, which I'm planning to use on this thing, we have 11 as well. Though that's me not including the unofficial named ones, right? Alright. So I have images I'm going to be showing you. So I think I'll show you. No, that'll be it. So I'm going to show you the sketches first, and then I'm going to show you the image of what body modes I was trying to go on. So like I've seen how Wreck and Roll, because the Autobots that roll and Wreckers can wreck. So Dread and Fear, because this is dreads and Decepticons known by the fear aspect. So that's the name. So this is Brawl. I will be showing some figure images. This is Brawl. This would me take this is Brawl using the Slammer body, which I'll show y'all if y'all know what I'm talking about, using Berserker's head mode because the way I see the body, I think that will work. Then you have Onslaught, which would be using Huffer's body mode with again Berserker's head, and then Vortex, he's using Crowbar's head for whatever character's body, and then we have Swindle using one of the Sparkless drones. Using Sparkless body with the crowbar head, and Blaster using crowbar head for his body. Anyway, I don't see a reason to go over the sketch as important because it's not really that important, nor I don't think that's that interesting, especially since robots and all that's not my main aesthetic. But that's just to give it overview from body mode. Well, we're going to use the images. So I already got the images saved for y'all to help y'all get the concept. Now the concept is more so. Now I'm using the War Startron bodies that way. It would kind of match the whole records with their whole game supposed to be like more the G1 counterpart thing. And then when so like this is what I'm thinking we would use Crowbar's head for. And then we use this body repainted with Swindle's colors, and this would be Swindle. Though if that head mode didn't work, the other body mode I thought could work for Swindle was actually the Trax body, which I think this would actually work better with the head mode and fit better and function better with transformation. But of course, they have to retool the body to use the head. Anyway, so that's would be the 2 bodies for Swindle. For Blast Off, like I said, this is another one that will be used. I would think would use the Crowbar the crowbar head, his name, but it will use this body mold from whatever the Skytrain, like who use that body mold, and and the head they function that once they get the head situated should be able to work in this body, and then of course Vortex crowbar head retooled for this body, which is the spinster body. And then Huffer's body, as I said, would be they would have Berserker's head, and that would be used for the figure of Onslaught. Cause I was always trying to get the vehicle mode that will work well for the characters, and I think Berserker head should be able to fit this. Not not like we're retooling. Like I mean, like the head if they retool. Like I said, they will have to retool the bodies with the knobs for the heads, and then the body would situate itself with the head. So yeah, I would say that would be more of Onslaught's body, and then Slammer figure would work for Brawl, and it can work with the Berserker head from Transformation, I believe. They just gotta retool the knob for it. And that's my imaging for that. And the main reason why I was choosing those bodies is because I was trying to make it was more like the War Cybertron bodies, because with the access holes and whatnot, makes it easier for the fossilizer pieces to hook into. Though we've seen there's plenty of Transformers without fossilized pieces, especially like the Maximals, that get the armor sets and weapons without portholes. So it's not like it's needed. And technically, if they take Dread and Fear, even if they don't, even if they do my idea of Dread and Fear, it's not like they have to retool anybody. It wouldn't have if they don't want to. Because really, what they can do is they can literally, and the reason why I want to show this is that the fossilizers really, it just takes your creativity, and you can make the weapons and armor however you want to see the characters. As you can see, this is not the ones I showed y'all beforehand. He still has like machine guns, and he has his armor with like he can pull out a sword off his back or something. And so, hold up. Sorry, I had to drink some more. Alright. And so, I was using this body to show that even if we just get repaints, this bodies can do too. So, it's not like they have to outright retool anything, especially since it will be an idea one now. So, really, if Dread and Fear, we have the Combaticons, they can legit just repaint Crowbar, they repaint Crowbar and Berserker, and then repaint them to the colors of whatever character it's supposed to be. And you have Onslaught, Brawl, Blastoff, Vortex, and Swindle as one of the repaints of the characters, and then you have two of the Dreads with the the Dread fossilizers, and like I said, you can still use them to armor up and weaponize with them. And the fact is, seeing how last time I checked we're supposed to get Hatchet, that makes three body modes to repaint and use for it, and they all can work. And then with them being Dreads, just because like how the Wrecker Roll is supposed to make a hammer, you can make it where they all have a piece to make a giant spear, because they're Dreads, or a big gun, because they're Dreads. Unless if you're using the Combaticons, you can do the whole thing where each one comes with like a Legion figure, like the ones who made Abominus, just repaint them the same colors as whatever Dread they're with, and then you put them together, and then they make their version of Bruticus. Though I feel like that's asking for too much. Then again, they could always get like the smaller square Transformers, and then they plug into something to be like Bruticus. And then, but that's if they want to replace them. Now, if you want to go for named characters and not just try to openly just create Dreads, well, this actually goes in, because the way I've seen the Wreck and Roll, there's technically only one or two new body modes in general, and then the rest is repaints and retools. You know what I'm saying? So we know we're supposed to get Hatchet, right? I don't know when they're gonna retool it, bring in Dreadbot, But this can work though. So all you hear the noise is a dog. One of our dogs are barking that loud for some reason. Alright. And the reason why I say this is because not only can we introduce Hatchet and Dreadbot into Dread and Roll, Dread and Fear for the thing, but we can also introduce 3 other named Dreads that we didn't get in film. Like Dreadwing, which we've seen Dreadwing's colorization. We've seen all Dreadwing's colorization. And then, you know, we have Dirtbag. We see his colorization. And then we got Hooligan, which then we'll see all his colorization. And then the relevance of that is the relevance of that goes to because this. We have Hatchet introduced, we have Dreadbot introduced, which one with both of them being one being a retool of Crowbar and the other one being a brand new figure. Then, you know, for Dreadwing we just use one of his color palettes and repaint the Berserker figure. We have Dirtbag, which is instantly will be a repaint of Hatchet. We got two body mode. We have two new body modes with 2 separate colors. And then for Hooligan, we are a repaint Crowbar or repaint Dirtbag. Which another thing. So I found out Hooligan was supposed to be a Dread twice over. Because first, Hooligan was supposed to be Crowbar. It was supposed to be Crankheads and Hooligan, and then it was supposed to be Dreadbot. So, in retrospect, if you want to try to keep it as separate as possible, we legit introduce Dread and Roll. If they don't use the Compacticon idea and they just use simple root pants, we legit have Hatchet introduced, which is that's 1. Then we have Dreadbot introduced retool. That's 2. Then we repaint Berserker to get Dreadwing. That's 3. Then you repaint Crowbar to get Hooligan. That's 4. And then, you know, we repaint Dirtbag right off the bat. And then that's 5. And then that's the works of that. And then so you have that. So even if we don't retool any bodies, G1 bodies for Compacticons, the Compacticons we had to be Dreads, and we want to keep the name characters like Enforcer and all that, we can do more repaints of of the existing Dreads later on for them. And like I said, even if we use the standard Dread body in vehicle mode, you can still armor them up with the fossilizer pieces. It still works. You just have to make your things. They can still display them using it. I mean, when you look at Optimus Primal and Air Razor and all them displays, they don't have ports to put the fossilizers. So it's not like what happens. So if Dread and Fear, even if they don't technically get the G1 bodies or whatever, they can get the G-Ray paint jobs and just use the standard Dread body we got and just repaint whatever figures they want into the Compacticon colors, and then boom. And then, you know, they retool Ringfinger because we know he's gonna retool eventually. And then whatever the next fossilizer is, and then you can be able to armor them up, whatever which way. And then that's not the case. And instead of just taking these other characters and create your own dread for them to Hasbro create their own dreads, they can legit just take the names of dreads we have. I mean, Hatchet is being made. Hatchet can legit instead of getting a Studios figure, can technically be a legacy figure, and have its design box like that. But you know, it still be based off the Dark of the Moon film. And then we get them retooling Crowbar to get Dreadbot, which then can also be another legacy figure for the Dread and Fear. And then, you know, we'll have the repaint of Crowbar, which will be Hooligan. You know, that way Dreadbot can say his thing. Then we have the repaint of Berserker, which will be Dreadwing. And then from there, they can choose to write a repaint Hatchet to be Dirtbag, or they repaint Berserker again to get Enforcer. But in retrospect, I feel like it should be better for them to repaint Berserker, get Enforcer. That way, the newer figures, like the retools, at least get their own figure sign. Then we have the other one because Enforcer can get 2 blast guns and Dreadwing. I don't know, give them some type of swords, I guess, or guns, because you have different weapons. And then two of those 5 figures come with the fossilizers, and well, Dreadwing and Hatchet should be by themselves. So Dreadwind or Dreadwind or Enforcer should be with a fossilizer, and Hooligan should be with a fossilizer, and then they come with this, and then there you go. So even they don't use the combatant con part, if they took Dragon Field, they can use the name characters that we do have, or they can just make name characters and do the repaint of them and just retool the bodies. Either way, they have a choice. They can do that. And seeing how it's an idea and just random figures, they probably do the repaint option. Either way, I feel like we should get more dreads in constellation. Maybe get dreads that's actually named. It's probably better instead of trying to come up with names. But I handed you my idea. I don't know what the next review is gonna be. But y'all know what it is. Tell me what you think of Dread and Fear. The concept idea. Do y'all think it should work? Do y'all think we should actually get it? I mean, do you think hasbro should do something like that? Get us more dreads? Make some more dread figures? Would you be fine seeing any of them as repaint character colors? And let the chaos guys you comment. And if y'all like the deal, post it on media. Maybe some of y'all do some fan art with y'all representation of the dread fossilizers or something with the dreads that you think should go hand in hand. And you tell them would y'all buy repaints with different weapons for the dreads. Let the chaos guide you.